as the murder suspect they could never quite make a solid case against. Until maybe now. Tonight, Durst is behind bars in New Orleans, awaiting extradition to Los Angeles.
What if I told you that some criminals accidentally confess to their crimes without even realizing it? Tonight, we uncover shocking cases where criminals expose themselves by mistake. From a millionaire's secret recording to a burglar's 911 butt dial, these confessions changed everything. How did David Yungerman slip up? What mistake led to Robert Durst's downfall? Stay tuned as we reveal 10 times criminals confessed by accident. On October 25, 2017, Tom Pickard, a Kansas City attorney, was shot outside his home. Just months earlier, he had won a $5.75 million lawsuit against millionaire David Yungerman. Witnesses saw Yungerman's van near the crime scene, but he denied involvement. Then came the shocking twist: a digital audio tape found in his home. On it, Yungerman unknowingly confessed, saying, "People know I murdered that son of an expletive." This mistake sealed his fate. He was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison. David Yungerman, the millionaire's secret confession. On October 25, 2017, Kansas City, Missouri was shaken by the murder of Tom Pickard, a respected personal injury attorney. Just months earlier, Pickard had helped his client win a $5.75 million lawsuit against David Yungerman, a wealthy businessman. On the day of the murder, witnesses saw Yungerman's van near Pickard's house, but he denied involvement. Police had no solid proof until they searched his home. Among the evidence, they found a digital audio tape containing a shocking confession. Unaware he was being recorded, Yungerman admitted, "People know that I murdered that son of an expletive." This single mistake sealed his fate. With the tape as proof, prosecutors charged him with first-degree murder and armed criminal action. The jury didn't hesitate. Yungerman was convicted and sentenced to life in prison. A millionaire who once walked free was undone by his own words. Would justice have been served without this accidental confession? Let me know what you think in the comments below. William Corzine, the husband who confessed without knowing. For nearly 40 years, the disappearance of Gloria Corzine remained a mystery. She vanished in 1981, at just 37 years old, after years of domestic abuse. Her husband, William Corzine, was always suspected, but without a body or evidence, police couldn't prove anything. In 2019, detectives reopened the case and questioned Corzine. His first response: "Did you find her body?" But here's the problem. Police had never mentioned a body. As far as they knew, Gloria was still missing. His careless slip gave investigators the break they needed. Digging deeper, they found past reports of violence, forged letters pretending to be from Gloria, and a history of threats against her family. In the end, Corzine had no escape. He was charged with criminal homicide and later pleaded guilty to manslaughter. His sentence? 7.5 to 15 years in prison. Justice, decades late. One question remains. If he had stayed silent, would he have gotten away with it? Let me know in the comments. Aaron Burrell, the burglar who dialed 911 on himself. In September 2014, a burglary in New Mexico took an unexpected turn. Aaron Burrell and his accomplice, Yvonne Thyberg, thought they had committed the perfect crime. They broke into a house, stole valuables, and made a clean escape, or so they thought. But then, Burrell made a fatal mistake. While celebrating their success, he accidentally butt-dialed 911. For 45 minutes, dispatchers listened as the criminals boasted about their heist, revealing details of their escape. "All we gotta do is cross McGaffey, and we're gone," Burrell said, unaware that police were already tracing the call. Officers arrived at the address mentioned in the call and found the house had been burglarized. With solid evidence, authorities tracked down Burrell and Thyberg, arresting them on multiple charges. A third suspect, Marvin Myers, was also arrested but later released. Burrell's own phone call became the key witness against him. If he hadn't dialed 911, would he have escaped justice? Let me know what you think. Guy Solio, the business partner who knew too much. In 2001, police investigated the murder of Jim Webb, a 31-year-old chef found shot dead in his restaurant. Suspicion quickly fell on his business partner, Guy Solio, as their relationship had soured due to financial struggles. However, Solio had a solid alibi, making it difficult for police to charge him. But then, he made a critical mistake. While consoling Webb's wife, he asked, "Who would want to shoot Jim?" The problem: police had never revealed that Webb was shot. Only the killer could have known that detail. Detectives dug deeper and found Solio and Webb had taken out $650,000 life insurance policies on each other. Money that would benefit Solio if Webb died. His alibi quickly unraveled, exposing him as the mastermind behind the murder. Solio was arrested, charged with first-degree murder, and sentenced to life in prison. His one careless question sealed his fate. Had he stayed silent, could he have gotten away with it? Let me know what you think in the comments. Ivan Milat, the serial killer who spoke too soon. Between 1989 and 1992, Ivan Milat became one of Australia's most feared serial killers, responsible for the brutal murders of 7 backpackers. Despite overwhelming evidence, Milat remained confident in court until he made a crucial mistake. During his 1996 trial, prosecutors questioned him about a glove used in the crimes. Without thinking, Milat snapped, "I wore no," before suddenly stopping. But it was too late. His words were seen as an accidental confession. The prosecution immediately seized on his slip-up, proving he had insider knowledge of the crime. Despite his desperate denials, the jury saw through his lies. He was convicted of 7 murders and sentenced to life in prison without parole. Milat's arrogance led to his downfall. If he had stayed silent, could he have walked free? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Aryan Circle members, the gang that exposed itself. On July 1, 2016, Clifton Hallmark, a member of the white supremacist gang Aryan Circle, was shot and killed at a pre-Independence Day party. Instead of calling the police, the gang decided to stage his death as a robbery gone wrong. They sent 2 women, including Hallmark's wife, to dump his body at a gas station and report a fake crime. But as they called 911, they accidentally discussed their cover-up, while the dispatcher listened in. Surveillance footage later confirmed that no robbery had taken place. With this evidence, police arrested Jeremy Jordan, the shooter, and charged 7 other gang members with accessory after the fact. One careless phone call destroyed their entire plan. Do you think they would have gotten away with it otherwise? Let me know in the comments. Merle Mackey, the reality show confession. In 1981, Evelyn Levern Mackey vanished from her Florida home, leaving behind her daughter and husband, Merle Mackey. For decades, her disappearance remained a mystery, until a reality show changed everything. In 2015, the show Cold Justice reopened the case and confronted Mackey in a filmed interview. After hours of questioning, he finally slipped up. At first, he called her death an accident, but then, without realizing it, he revealed details proving it was premeditated. Investigators knew they had him. Mackey was arrested and later pleaded guilty to second-degree murder, receiving a 10-year prison sentence. His own words, on national television, sealed his fate. Would justice ever have been served without this reality show? Let me know in the comments. Anthony Garcia, the killer who tattooed his crime. In 2008, police in Los Angeles arrested Anthony Garcia for a routine traffic violation. During booking, officers noticed an unusual tattoo across his chest. What seemed like random artwork turned out to be something far more sinister: a detailed crime scene from a 2004 murder at a liquor store. Detectives recognized key details, including the store's layout, the direction the victim fell, and even a streetlight from the crime scene. They realized Garcia had tattooed his confession on his body. Going undercover, police tricked Garcia into describing the murder, securing further evidence. With his own tattoo and words used against him, he was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison. A tattoo meant to brag about his crime became the evidence that put him away. Had he never gotten it, would he still be free? Let me know in the comments.